Hello, anybody there? It's been a while since I've been live. I'm kind of scared actually. Just there we go. Can you hear me okay? If anyone is listening, and yeah, can you hear me? Can you see me? Say hi. I thought I would do a little impromptu kind of last minute live. I thought I had it in my head I was maybe going to go live, but I don't know, sometimes I don't have the energy for it. Oh, hello Eric, thank you for saying hello. Yeah, I get it in my head that I'm going to go live, and then I feel like I don't have, it's not exactly energy, it's mental energy. Hey Emily and Dusan, and nice to see you. Thank you for being here. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to be about on this Sunday evening, but yeah, good to see you. I've got a ton of samples here that I've been meaning to talk about for ages. Hey Scott, and I don't know what's up with me lately. It's talking about mental energy. I just don't have it. Scent of the Night for Dusan is Amouage Reflection 45. I know the original Reflection. I take it that's a flanker. Christy says, hi Claire and chat. Hey Christy, nice to see you. And Drawn By is here as well. Evening Drawn By. Nice to see you all. Thank you for popping by. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's been a little while since I did a live, and I think I've forgotten how to do it. Hey Dion. But it's good. It's good to be back. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of mental energy lately. I can't really explain what's going on with me, but I haven't been that into perfume. I know, like, don't tell anyone. I've got into cloves. So one of my last videos I just did was a particular brand called Cezanne, a little haul from there. And yeah, I just got into cloves in such a big way that I've ignored perfume a little bit. I still love wearing my perfume, don't get me wrong, but I'm not at the moment researching anything new. I'm not buying samples, I'm not buying any perfume. I am, you would have seen, some of you would have seen my video, I am working with Sarah McCartney off of 4160 Tuesdays, and I'm totally into that. So I'll be meeting Sarah on Wednesday, so a couple of days from now. And these are my two favourites. So I'm excited about that. Don't get me wrong, I still have my love for perfume. I'm just not exploring anything new at the moment. Tim says, hi Claire, popping in. I'm wearing Violet Valinka. Fab, I watched your clothes video. Thank you, Tim. M says, February's been weird and apathetic. I've not been interested in anything. Okay, I'm not the only one then. Well, I have been too much interested in clothes. So M, I think what's happening with me is I'm feeling some kind of void inside by buying clothes and watching videos about clothes. It's the weirdest thing. I guess it's not that weird. It's just replaced perfume for the moment. Yeah, I know what you mean, Em. I do. Antonio says, hello all. Claire, hello. Scent of the day, Centauri Mirabai. Always wear at home. Dry down is incredible. Very, very nice. A very nice honey fragrance. Rich Mitch is in the house. Good to see you, Ducky. Scott says, very exciting days ahead, Claire. So pleased for you. Thank you, Scotty. Maddie's here as well. Evening all, wearing Waking Dream by Mayher Olfactive today. And I've just had a first spritz of a new sample, Flacon de Johanne K by Isabelle Larignon. Okay, I haven't heard of that one, Maddie. I'm sure it's lovely. Okay, yeah, so yeah, working with Sarah, meeting Sarah on Wednesday. I'm going to go to London. I'm going to meet Sarah first, and we're going to talk fragrances. As I said, I've got two here that are my favourites. I've got one on each wrist. I've been wearing these so much, and they're amazing. I already talked about them, so I won't go on about them too much. They are amazing. So I'm going to meet Sarah. We're going to talk about how, I don't know, we're going to talk about stuff, how this is going to work. I'm going to find out a little bit more about how it's all going to work, the crowdfunding stuff, timings, all of that, so that I can share it with all of you, as I know lots of you are interested. And yeah, I'm really pleased with what Sarah's created. It's honestly amazing. Like I was, I sprayed these on my wrists. So I already wore them for most of the day. I've done a 12-hour shift today. So they're long lasting. They're not big beast mode fragrances, they're long lasting. I wore them today on my wrists, and then I just resprayed them about an hour ago. And I was sitting on my sofa and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. There's so many nuances. It's so interesting. I feel like there's lots of textures, and I don't know, it's a story. It's a story in a fragrance, and it's beautiful and it's ethereal and it's magical. And so yeah, I'm really excited for the whole project. I'm looking forward to lots of you getting the chance, hopefully, to try it as well. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, really, such a privilege to be able to do that. And yeah, very happy. Can you tell I've had a couple of drinks? I think I might be giving it away by the way I'm talking. I'm not drunk. I think I've had 3. I had 2 gin and tonics and a vodka and coke, and then I've got a vodka and coke here. But I've just done 4 12-hour shifts and I deserve it. So yeah, no, I'm not pissed, but I'm loose-lipped. Careful what I might say. Tim says, your very own fragrance fab, looking out for the crowdfunder details. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, really, really excited for that. So that's one thing. And then, what else shall I tell you? Oh, my dinner's playing up. I throw that one off the wall. I had, what was it? Where was it from? I think it's from Asda. I had this Madras microwave curry. I didn't have rice, and I decided I was up the shop earlier. I dropped something off at the shop. They do every delivery, so you can drop shit off up there and get it posted. And while I was in there, I thought I'll pick up some sweets and crisps, and as you do. And there was these naan breads, you know, like long life naan breads, but they're like all chilies on top, like dried chili powder, not powder, but seeds. Dried chili seeds, and so it looked amazing, and I thought I'll get some of those to have with that curry I've got in the fridge. And I didn't have rice, I just had curry, but the naan bread was pretty big, and it's playing up with my it's playing up. I'm not sure if it's the curry or the naan bread, like it was too filling. I just feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I didn't have rice, but it was just too much bread. I think it's either too much bread or the spices, and I normally eat a lot of spices. I eat a lot of chili, and it doesn't normally bother me. But if I let out a little, trump, I hope you'll forgive me. But yeah, my dinner's playing up with my stomach a little bit. Too much info. I've just lost all credibility now. Not that I had much to start with. So Dusan has drink of the night, a mocha vanilla. Very, very nice. It sounds lovely. That's like bedtime drink, I think. Yeah, here's my vodka Diet Coke. It's probably not going to help my stomach situation. Don't buy anything from Asda, says John. Oh, hello LB. Liz is here. She says, ooh, Claire is live. I'll pause Game of Thrones. Thank you, Liz. Good to see you. Scott says, toot toot, toot toot. Yeah, hopefully that won't happen. I'm just preempting it. I'm just like, you know, I'm making it okay. I'm paving the way. You know, we're all human, aren't we? We all have bodily functions. So there you go. Tell me what your scent of the night is, people. So I haven't actually resprayed anything since I applied my scent of the day, which is Guerlain. What's it called? Tuberose. The tuberose one. You know the one. What's it called? I want to say it's tuberose vanille, but it's not. But it should be called that. Joyous tuberose. I'm wearing Joyous tuberose off of Guerlain. And let me know what you're wearing. And I've got a load of stuff here. I just thought randomly I'd pick some stuff we could smell, because, you know, that's what we do, isn't it? So, where's what I cut up? So the lovely Tim, once upon a time ago, sent me a load of smelling strips, proper smelling strips. And I've either used them all up or lost them. So forgive me that I've cut up some notebook for my smelling strips, because I am just terrible. Drawn by says, feel inspired now for a nightcap, but hot milk with a slug of rum in it. Oh, lovely. Very nice. And Scott's wearing Curon, so that's a vintage masculine. Lizzie is wearing sugared patchouli off of Kyali. A term surprising love for me. I think there might be a typo. So, how strong is the patchouli? Rush, hello Rush. It's been a long time since we spoke. Pausing Midsummer Murders, Claire is on. Thank you, Rush. That's so sweet. Yes, joyous tuberose. Yeah, thank you, Dusan. And Scott. See, you can tell I've had a drink. John is wearing a sample of Angel, the old one. I don't know why. No, neither do I, John, or will not maybe contemplate that too much. Eric, excited about 4160. I'm wearing tuberose too. Nasamato Narcotic Venus. I think it's quite a rare one these days, isn't it? I think it's discontinued. Rich has loved Curum so much. Loved the late 90s formulation. Term meaning very, very. So term meant very. Off of Lizzie. The patchouli is more like a bitter dark chocolate and coffee on me. Really addictive. I'll take your word for it. Drawn by is wearing Violet Delirium by Mr. T.H. I don't know who that is. I can't think who that is. Dusan says, tuberose is hard to work with. That's a quote from Bertrand Duchevaux. I'm sure it is. It's quite a very loud note, isn't it? Rich is currently drenched in Amouage Reflection. I love Jasmine. Tim says, I will send you some more smelling strips. I've got hundreds. Thank you, Tim. I'm really letting the side down with these things. M is wearing a sample of Revolution de la Fleur from Sana Jardin. Okay, right, let's smell some stuff. So, back when I was at Essence last year, I bumped into Sarah Baker and she gave me these samples and I've never got around to smelling them. So, my bad. So it's not the latest one. That's not in here because this was when I saw her in, when was it? It was fucking sweltering, I'll tell you that. So it was summertime. So it's Guilt, Ludo and Symmetry. So I've not smelt these. I know there's a new one that's a bit more gourmand, I think. I think it's a chocolatey gourmand. I'm not sure. So let's smell these. And I know nothing about them. I've never smelt them. So, Scott, you bumped into Sarah Baker as you do. Well, when you go to Essence, you bump into the most fabulous fragrance people. You really do. And yeah, Sarah Baker was a glamorous, gorgeous lady that I bumped into. I bumped into her the time before as well. So you go to Essence, you get to meet Sarah Baker. So Ludo. Maybe I've smelt this before. I'm not sure, but I definitely haven't sprayed this particular sample. So, yeah. So, how does that smell? So it smells like, to me it smells slightly fruity, slightly dry cedary, slightly chocolatey. It's fresh. It's like a slightly chocolatey cedar. I think it's called Ludo because there's oud in it, but I'm not getting that at the moment. It's actually quite nice. Let's see if we have any information on it. Ludo, it's an extract. Playful and evocative of the aromas of childhood appetites. It makes sense, it does feel quite gourmand. A beloved game rediscovered in a wooden chest in the attic, realising years later it's the birthplace of your adult prowess, the sensual, sexy and clever you. Black cherry, bergamot, neroli, petitgrain, cypriol, orange blossom, white chocolate, Laos oud, Sayufi agarwood, musk, amber and vanilla. It's nice, it is nice. Really do get that cedar. Yeah, It's really nicely balanced between the sort of like slightly fruity cedar and the chocolate. It's not too sweet, it's not too rich. It's got like a lightness to it. The woodsiness makes it light. It's nice. Oops, excuse me, sorry, I got itchy nose. Em says, Ludo, all I got was ape bum. I've never smelt an ape's bum, Emily. But I guess there is a hint of oud to it. So, and it's not that terrible Western fake synthetic oud that I'm getting right now, which is a good thing. It is like, it smells like there's proper oud in here. But I don't find it too much. Like, it's not really, I don't get ape bum. I mean, obviously I've never smelt an ape bum, unlike Emily. But I don't get exactly that. I get a hint of that. A hint of, I guess, what we would call the barnyard. Like the scent of, I always describe it as walking through the countryside and you just catch a whiff of muck spreading in the air. A little bit of that, I do get that. But it's so blended nicely with the cedar and the sweeter notes and the fruitiness. I don't find it that challenging. It's nice, yeah. It's very nice. Hey Sherry, Sherry's here. And Hills is here. Hey Hills. She says, hey y'all. Yeah, and Don is here as well, just sad light. I honestly think that's really nice. So that was Ludo. And let's try the next one, which is Symmetry. Got two strips here. Symmetry. Em says, I'm just really rubbish when it comes to oud. Okay, not ape bum, zoo smell. Okay, Symmetry. I think it almost smells a bit like hairspray at the moment. Like, I feel like it needs a little longer just to sit on the paper. Some things are slightly chemical, whether that's an aldehyde type thing. Yeah, it's that bitter, almost like a grapefruit meets hairspray. It's making me think of one of the Chances off of Chanel. So yeah, it's kind of like a bitter fruit, like a grapefruit, but a little on the chemical side. And a similar cedar note to what was in Lodo. Maybe some isoe soup or something like that. It's mellowing out. It's not so bitter now. I'd say it's another cedar fragrance. Is Symmetry the petitgrain one? It says, Don, let's have a look, see what's in it. So this is an eau de parfum inspired by the cultural melting pot and fragrance hub of the ancient world with its bustling markets and port. Combines oud with the freshness of a cologne tradition, classical notes of bergamot, petitgrain, neroli, orange blossom, amber, cypriol, musk and oud. Yes, so it is the neroli one. I don't really find it that heavy on all of those citrus notes. I definitely get something like an isoe in here though, like that sort of like woody, clean woody, cedary like smell. It's very pleasant. I don't find it, it's not as oudy as Ludo. I don't even know if I really, again, I'm not sure if I necessarily get the oud. Oh, Visit Hull, thank you very much. I wipe until squeaky clean. Not all can say that. You are correct in what you say there, Visit Hole. Now, this is nice. I get a hint of that orange blossom as well, which makes it a little bit more up my street. And I do get the oud's really kind of like coming out now. It's the same sort of oud that's in Ludo. So that's quite nice actually. I would like to try these on skin. Yeah, that's really, but it definitely smells quite woody to me. It's another, yeah. It smells cedary to me. It still smells cedary like Ludo did. Em says, camels stink, giraffes are worse though. So pissy. Haven't been to the zoo for a while. I need to go and sniff some animal arses. Tiggy Girl is here. Hey, Tiggy Girl. It is Sarah Baker, Hilary. So this one I've just smelled is Symmetry. And we've got one more left from this little pack, and it's called Gilt, as in, I don't know, when you put gold on something, GILT. Is that right? Is that what gilt? You gilt something, you put gold on it. Is that correct? I think gilded is gilded. Someone will know. Oh, this is a sweet one. Oh, this is very sweet, very vanillic, very rich. Does Sarah do a lot of baking? I think Sarah Baker is a multi-talented personality, and I think she probably does do a lot of baking as well as making perfume, as well as modelling, as well as just being utterly fabulous. Wow, this is rich, sweet, gourmandy. It's making me think of Gentle Fluidity, maybe the gold one a little bit. So it's quite vanillic, but it has a slightly metallic. It's not like nasty metallic, because I generally don't like metallic, but this is nice. Like, what am I getting here? I guess it might be a citrus. Rich and sweet though, really nice. Yeah, I think there's, in a way, like Serge Lira. It's nice. It's a citrusy vanilla. So let's see if we've got some notes. Hopefully, gilt, right. It's an extract. A bejeweled, regal richness encrusted in gold. Here is an enticing sweetness so mysterious it whets all your appetites. The art of seduction as a royal pursuit. Butterscotch, yeah, I get that. Orange blossom, bergamot, petitgrain, cypriol, Laos oud, suyufi, agarwood, dark chocolate, sweet myrrh, musk, amber, and vanilla. I think this is a gourmand lover's dream. It's really nice. It doesn't smell funky. I don't get as much oud in this one. Or any, in fact. I could totally get the butterscotch, but it's not like really too, like, I mean, it's pretty sweet, but it's not dripping in sugar, rotting your teeth sweet. Usually, if you say there's a butterscotch, a toffee, or a caramel note in a fragrance, I'm turned off, but this isn't turning me off. This is really nice. It is really sweet. Like, it might be a little bit too sweet for my taste, but it's balanced because it's got these citruses that lighten it up. It's really good. It's nice. I like it. So Gilt off of Sarah Baker. Very nice. Has anyone tried any of these 3 perfumes yet? Or the latest one, which I've forgotten what it's called. Let me know. Gilded, like with gold leaf. Yeah. Yeah, let me know if you tried any of them. And I've got some more stuff to smell. I've got loads of stuff, actually. I'll have a little sip of my drink first. So there's a brand that reached out to me quite a while ago, called Tempus. What are they called? Tempus Vitae? I think they're called something like that. Oh, I can't read the bloody right. I think they're called Tempus Vitae. And I'd seen a few people talk about them. They've been sending some samples and small bottles out to YouTubers and Instagrammers. And I specifically remember seeing Sarah Mays talk about them, and she really enjoyed the fragrances. And they got in touch with me and said, can we send you our sample pack? And they didn't ask specifically to say, we want you to review it. They just said, can we send it to you? So I said, okay. And this was ages ago. And I smelt them and I forgot about them. Like I got a bit overwhelmed by all the samples that I had and everything I wanted to do, everything I wanted to make videos about, and just couldn't get around to because of a lack of mental energy. And the good thing is that the company never contacted me to chase me up and say, oh, are you going to review them? Did you get them or anything? And I quite like that. I like it when I'm not pressured. So I have to give them props for that. Don says, I have all 3 samples from Tempus Vitae. Carpe Diem's my favourite, spicy labdanum. Yeah, I remember one of them was a little heavy on some aroma chemicals, but I can't remember which one. So we'll go through them now and hopefully it will come to light. But they are nice perfumes. I think they're connected to the Decant shop in the States because it was sent by them. Dispatched by them, so I don't know if they're a sister company, the same company. So this one's called Elixir de Vie. I think V means life, so Elixir of Life. Channel 69 reformulated. Hello, thank you for the hearts. Right then, so Elixir of Life, Elixir de Vie. Oh, okay. It's been so long since I smelt these. It's actually really nice. It's citrusy and sweet. It's like, but the sweetness is coming from the citruses. So the citruses, maybe there's a flower in here that's a bit sweet as well. I'm not sure. But it's uplifting, sweet combination of what smells to me like some nice citruses that aren't really that bitter like citruses can be. More sweet. Maybe there's an added... I'm not sure if there's like an added fruit, like a peach or something. That one has yuzu. Okay. Yeah, it feels like there's some, it's fizzy as well. It feels almost like sweets. Sweets, you know how fruity sweets that can be fizzy. So yeah, it feels like some citruses, some peach and fizzy sweets. But an underlying dry, clean woods, like again like a cedar or something like that. It's actually really pretty. It's really pleasant. I know testing on paper is really not fair because sometimes, more often than not actually, when you put something on skin compared to paper, it's a world apart. So I feel like it's a little unfair. So we are going to go with this one on the back of my hand. Don says yuzu definitely has that fizzy texture. So we're going to go on the back of the hand with this one. So that is Tempus Vitae's Elixir de Vie. And we'll pop that over there for now. And see how that goes on the hand. I'm not sure if it's peach or apricot, something like that. Maybe there's even osmanthus. They did send me like paperwork with all the notes and everything, but I don't know. It might have gone in the recycling. It's a soapiness. So on my skin, it's smoother and soapier and not quite as fizzy. Cleaner, shampoo-like almost. Definitely get a woodiness though, like it's either a cedar or maybe even a modern sandalwood. I say modern sandalwood. It's like not like a rich and creamy sandalwood. If it's a sandalwood, it's probably an aroma chemical sandalwood. Yeah, it's nice. Perfectly pleasant. Like, it's not on my list to buy, to be like, I don't need to buy it. It's perfectly pleasant. Clean, modern, not scratchy, not unpleasant modern, because you know what I'm like about that. But yeah, nice. Very nice. So let's move on to the next one. What is it? Fête d'ombre. Fête d'ombre. Fête is fête. Does that mean party? Fair. So it's some sort of amber. It's amber. Maybe this is. So one of them is a gourmand, and I don't think it's this one actually. I don't know. Right. So Fête d'ombre. Wow, okay, this is smoke. It's like a smoky coffee and woods. Dark, bitter. It's like you got a cup of coffee and then you get a blowtorch and you fucking burn that fucking cup of coffee. And then you throw it on a bonfire, and I don't know why I'm swearing. I'm so sorry. It's really burny. Like it's bitter and burny. It's changing, actually. It's changing quite quickly. It's not quite so burny. It's definitely smoky. It really is quite smoky. Smoky woods. Don says Fête d'Ombre has an awesome maple accord. Oh, yeah, okay, I see that. Does it smell a bit coffee-like? Does it smell burnt to you? Yeah, it's really coming through, like the sweetness. Basic Moralco says, I love this review, not because of the swearing, obviously. Sorry about that. John says, what did the coffee do to you? You can share the pain. This is getting sweeter. It's definitely smoky though. Not unpleasantly so. It's a bit too smoky for me. I think if you like by the fireplace, you know, the one off of Maison Martin Margiela, I'd put it in a similar realm, but I think this is even smokier. And it's not quite as sweet, maybe, but I actually think I get icing sugar from it. Tiggy Girl says, hate that burning smell. It triggers me after all the forest fires we've had in California the last few years. Oh, yeah, you don't need to be reminded. Yeah, I would say this has got immortelle in it. So maple syrup, immortelle generally would create sort of like a maple syrup kind of smell. So I think this has probably got some immortelle in it. It's a slight medicinal scent to it as well. So almost like plasters or band-aids if you're from across the pond. The smell of opening up the first aid box. Slightly medicinal. If that could be saffron, because saffron does that to me. If I smell saffron, I think of plasters. Definitely got some sweetness though, but it's not like pure sugar. It's really grounded. There's definitely groundedness, there's earthiness, there's smokiness. This is not for me, but I think it's quite interesting. I think that there will be a few people out there that love this. So yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's dark. It's a little earthy, but it's also woody, and it's also sweet, and it's also rich. Very interesting. Not for me, but it's very interesting. So yeah, that one is, I think, Fête d'Ombre. And then the last one, this is the one I think might have cafe in the name. The writing's very small, and my eyes just, I've got 45-year-old eyes. I don't know what this one's called. What's the last one called? Anyone? I mean, it must be on this packaging. I just can't bloody see it. See if it's on the. See if I can read it on the bottle. How? Oh, that's better. Carpe diem. Carpe diem. So yeah, seize the day. Seize the day. Let's have it. I'm going to seize the moment and have a little swig. Right then. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Don. Carpe diem. And let's see. Has anyone else tried these apart from Don? Let me know your thoughts if you can. My feet are going the weirdest colour. I'm not going to show you. I can't be healthy. What is that? Probably my least favourite. Not bad. Like, it's not bad. How do I break this down? What am I thinking here? So it's definitely got some richness and some sweetness. It smells sort of ambery, maybe patchouli, but with a lightness. So potentially there's an orange or something in here. Could be some other gourmandy type notes. Yes, it's this smells more like an amber. Hello Juan, hola, hola. I feel like I smelled something like this before though. Yeah, this to me is more difficult to describe. There's nothing, I can't honestly say that I specifically pick out any particular note here. It has an orange hue to it, so I feel like there's some orange. Oh, it's orangey, ambery. I think it's maybe patchouli or similar. Maybe even a leather, but it's not like really leathery. Don says I was reminded a tad of Umber Sultan with this one. Okay. Yeah, it is spicy. Is it orange? Do you get orange from it? I don't know if orange is a note. Orange cinnamon, maybe? With some sort of suede amber-like base. And it's a bit acidic, actually. You know when you throw up and it's a bit acidic, and it's not like it smells of vomit, but it is acidic and it makes me think of throwing up. So yeah. Hey, we are good to see you. Yeah, I'm not loving that. It's not bad. It's a bit metallic as well, actually. Like smelling a copper. You know when you take a 2p and you lick it and you smell it like you do. Something slightly metallic about this, which I'm not loving. Hey, Soli. John says, vomit. Don, do you understand what I'm saying when I say like metallic, like a 2p piece, or coins? Or if you've been handling a lot of coins and your hand smells of the coins, and I think I got that from Maison Francisca Jean's. The two gentle fluidities were both a bit metallic. Em's chucking up and licking 2p's. Yeah. I like to bring to mind the most romantic and lovely images when I discuss fragrances. Yeah, this is a little metallic. It's a little acidic. It's a bit sweet. It's a bit rich. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I don't know. It's like you ate too much birthday cake, and then it was too much and you threw up. And I'm doing it an injustice. It smells a lot better than that, but it's just a bit too acidic and metallic and sweet all at the same time. I just can't get on board with that. So no, I'm not feeling that. That's my least favourite. I think the other two are a lot better. Don says it's the pink pepper. I just sprayed it on. Yeah, the other two, the one I've got on my hand, which was the first one, whatever that one was. Although it's nothing groundbreaking. It's like a woody citrus. Yeah. I think they're nice quality fragrances, all of them. The last one definitely not to my taste. And yeah, that's kind of it really on those three. So I've got some more stuff here I wanted to talk about. I wanted to share my opinion on one that's really popular, and I am gonna have an unpopular opinion now. I've got an unpopular opinion to share with you on. It's a Les Indominables fragrance. Everyone loves it except me. And it's the Vanille Havane. And it's only because I really don't like very rich things. So Vanille Havane is so rich. So rich. I don't know what's up with me. I used to like rich fragrances going back a while now, but I used to love rich fragrances. And now I can't. I just can't cope with them. And this is so rich. So Les Indominables, correct me if I'm saying that wrong, which I think we all know I am. Vanille Havane, it's definitely had a moment. It's very popular, and a lot of people like it, and I'm not one of them. So it's so damn rich. So the thing is, I generally don't cope with too much tobacco in a fragrance. So if a fragrance has an emphasis on the tobacco, I find that really rich and cloying. Tobacco vanille, Herod, there's one red something, there's that sweet tobacco. All of them, they make me feel a bit sick. Like the tobacco in those fragrances is so rich and cloying to my nose. Like it's overwhelming. And usually though, those kind of tobacco notes come with like a dried fruit note, and I don't like dried fruits in fragrances either. So you throw the really cloying tobacco with these dried fruits, and it's all very dry, and I just don't like it. And I can see why everyone loves this. I really can, because it has got some lovely aspects to it. Hey Kareen. We are, says, see 26 watching, go hit the like. Yeah, go on, hit the like the stream for the Smurfy Queen. Definitely has some really nice elements to it. It's actually better than I remember. It's not as cloying as a lot of those tobacco-y type fragrances, but it is very rich. So like it feels like the vanilla is very thick and very rich and very spicy. The fragrance feels very spicy. There's like a chocolatey nuance. There's a woody nuance. There's like a wooden box. It's a wooden box where you store your cigars, you know. Actually, I might be changing my mind right now in front of you. It's really nice. The first time I tried it, I found it so rich, so overwhelming. I mean, I'm not sure I could cope with it. It's so rich. It smells quite natural though. It's making me think of some of the Teone Reinthal fragrances that I love. It smells like it's got a lot of naturals in it. I might be changing my mind on this. So I was gonna come out cussing and you know, slagging it off. I can't do that because actually it's really good. It is too rich for me though. That's the only thing I have to say. It's too rich for my taste. Definitely I've got vanilla, I've got some spices, but there's an airiness to it, so it's not too heavy. I don't know if there's some tonka, something that gives it a slightly almond nuance. Thank you, Drawn By. Solly says, COVID-19 has messed up a lot of people's sense of smells. I'm the same. Some things I loved I can't stand anymore. Yeah, it's a little chocolatey, it's a little almondy. The tobacco's not, I mean, the tobacco's there, and it is that rich tobacco that I don't generally like, but it isn't overdone. Like, it's not massively overtaking the fragrance. This is better than I remember. It's still a bit rich for my taste. I generally, these days, mostly just wear floral musks with a bit of vanilla. So this is a bit rich for me, but actually it is quite beautiful. So yeah, this is not the review that I thought it was going to be, but I've got to be real and I've got to be honest. It's actually really nice. So yeah, Vanilla Van. if you like your fragrances rich, quite sweet, dense, but definitely nuanced, like a lot of nuances going on. It's actually really good. So there you go. There you go. Karine says this one makes me sneeze like crazy. Okay, got some more stuff here. I've got Francesca Bianchi's new for her head and neck line. So the line, so you got Francesca Bianchi, and then she has a leather goods brand as well called Head and Neck. And there was one fragrance, now there's two. And she does leather jewelry and belts and sort of like slightly sexy implements made of leather. And she sent me the latest one, and it's called Obsessive Devotion. So we have that one here. I do have a new one as well for her normal line, but I'm not allowed to talk about it just yet. I don't think she's releasing any details at the moment, so I've got to keep that one quiet. But I think I can talk about this one. So I did smell this when it arrived, and then I've forgotten. Obsessive Devotion. I don't know what the notes are. It reminds me instantly of Tiger Tiger. So I smell like fruity, sweet. I'm not sure if it's maybe iris, vanilla. It's not exactly like Tiger Tiger, but it's in the same realm. It's nice. It's like a white floral. Yeah. I'm going to put this one on skin actually. I've not tried this on skin yet. So we're going to do that. It's nice actually. I think there will be a leather note because I think the whole point of the brand Head and Neck is about the leather. So there must be a leather. But I actually find Francesca's leather note, wherever she puts it, obviously talking fragrances, generally speaking, I don't find it too harsh or too overwhelming. It's sometimes more suede-like than it is like really harsh leather. Yeah, I'm not sure. What is that? Jasmine. It's musk. Like it's a clean musk. It smells like natural flowers. That's really nice. Like fresh white florals with some musk. Different actually on my skin to the paper. On paper it was way more Tiger Tiger like. On my skin I'm getting a lot more white floral, clearer, like more clarity on the white floral. I'm not sure what the white floral is. It could be, if I was guessing, I would say it's a mixture of some clean white florals with some more heady white florals. So I would hazard a guess of magnolia and jasmine. So you've got that combination of heady and exotic with the jasmine, or maybe some other exotic white floral, but a more chaste, clean, creamy, smooth white floral like a magnolia. It feels like the two mixed together. and a fuzzy, slightly woody muskiness. This is really nice. I'm so glad I put this on skin, because I think when the first time I sprayed it, I just felt like it was too similar to Tiger. And I sprayed it on paper, I smelt it, and I went off and I did something else and I forgot about it. But that was it. Like, you know what you do? You make your mind up. You're like, oh, that's a bit too similar to, I've got, I don't know, 5 Francesca Bianchi fragrances. It's kind of similar to some of them, especially Tiger. So that's it. I don't need that. And then now, yeah, I like it. It's not that similar to Tiger. It has got a honeyed nuance, like the flowers have a slightly honeyed scent to them. There's a bitterness, there's a fuzziness, there's a little bit of green, like there's a real juxtaposition between like sweet and bitter. There's bitter and sweet going on in here. I'm thinking ivy. I don't even know what ivy smells like, but if you think about a house covered in dark green ivy leaves, that's the impression I'm getting from the, like a slightly green note that I'm getting in here. Really like this. I'm going to give this a proper wear in, and I will come back to it because this is beautiful. I'm so pleased I tried it. Lizzie says, I've only under my skin from Francesca, but I don't think I like it anymore. We are, says Peachy Champaca Leather Chypre Fun. Is that the hedonic one, John? Francesca has achieved something quite difficult in my opinion, which is to create a signature as a perfume. She absolutely has a signature. She really does. Tim says, I once smoked a pipe, rubbed pipe tobacco. It smells gorgeous. I quit smoking a long time ago. Yeah, I really like that. It's so different to on paper. It's so crazy how a fragrance can be so different on paper to skin. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, that's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, as I said, as a lot of you went around right at the beginning, I've kind of lost my interest in fragrance. I still enjoy wearing my fragrances. I'm, you know, I haven't lost interest in my fragrances, but I haven't been exploring anything new. I haven't been Googling, I haven't been buying, searching, all of that. It's just kind of like died off for me lately. And this is exciting because I've just smelt something that's got me excited for the first time in a while. So that's kind of a good thing. It's nice to do that with you live, you know, like to discover something new and exciting and have you there with me while I do it, you know. So Basic says it's also great when a perfumer somehow transposes their personality into fragrance creation. So cool. Absolutely. That Francesca is, when you look at her, when you listen to her, when you watch her, and when you smell her perfumes, it all adds up. Like the sensuality, the textures, nuances, the way that everything just like everything translates and everything makes sense. The fluidity of Francesca is there in the perfumes. That movement is so smooth and elegant and sensual. Sensuality is if you said to me describe Francesca or her perfumes in one word, sensuality is the only word that's going to come to my mind, the first word. And it's about the senses, isn't it? It's, not just the sense of smell, but touch, taste, sound, feel, all of that stuff. And yeah, Francesca's got it in droves. Yeah, that's so now that's transforming to be a fresher, kind of citrusy, a little sharper, something like a slightly bitter citrusy-ness to it, which is really interesting because you normally expect those notes first and then it to get smoother and more rounded. Really, really fascinating fragrance. I can't wait to explore that more. I'm starting to get tired now. I think we're going to do one more. Where are we now? We've done 55 minutes. Rich Mitch sent me a sample of one of the fragrances he loves, and it's Aedis de Venustus. I think it's just, is it this Iris Nazarina, I think. So Rich Mitch, if you have watched his channel, it's been an exploration of Iris Nazarina. I think he wanted to initially check that the current version is the same as the vintage version that he initially tried. Anyway, long story short, it's all good. Either version is all good. Iris Nazarina. So he sent me a sample. So we're going to go, because it's a dabber, I'm going to go on skin. Just get out the lid up here. Now, I believe many moons ago I did have a decant of this. And at the time, I was into really sweet perfumes. And this wasn't quite for me at that point. I can really smell the iris, which I love. Yeah, it's like very irisy in a good way. It's like silk. It smells like moths. What do moths smell like? I don't know. But it makes me think of moths and it makes me think of silk. Maybe it makes me think of like dry, dusty clothes in a wardrobe. It's really nice. It's dry iris. It's not like sweet and rich. Oh, hey Rich, you are here. Iris Nazarina is gorgeous. Tim says Iris Nazarina is an all-time fave. I have the old style bottle, grand. Rich, do you get that? It smells like silk. Do you know what I mean? Silk, satin, feathers, a wardrobe full of gorgeous clothes with different textures and shining and wonderful. Suede, a little bit of suede. Not really much anything really jumping out. It just smells like iris. It's not flat though, but it doesn't smell like there's anything trying to compete or trying to, I don't know, change it up. It's very irisy. It doesn't smell like there's, I don't know, it doesn't smell like there's anything else. I mean, there must be, like, there's probably woods and musk, but it smells like it's all about the iris. It's got a nostalgic feel to it. Lisa says, I love Iris Nazarina and I'm not massively into iris normally. Oh, thanks, Rich. Been listening, looked up every time you said Rich. Might have said your name a few times, Rich. Rich, what are the notes in this? Tim says it goes into dark leather, sofa and, what's that word? Cigars. Oh, does it? Yeah, it feels clean woodsy, musky. Problem is, okay, I put some fake tan on earlier, ages and ages ago, but fake tan's got a smell, and keeps getting in my nose a little bit. But this does, it makes me think of silk. It reminds me of silk, the smell, the actual real smell of silk, which is such a sumptuous smell. It's kind of a weird smell. It's very sumptuous. But yeah, I couldn't list notes here. If I was to guess, it would be, yeah, musk, musk iris, clean musk iris, maybe suede, but I think that's just the iris. Maybe something slightly green, but it's not that green. It could be a touch of moss, oak moss or something. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, here we go. Look, Rich Mitch says it's iris, juniper berries, ambrette, star anise, leather, rose, cloves, argwood, incense, woody notes, vetiver, and amber. Okay. I have to try and explore it. I'm getting so, like the things I've said, like the muskiness, the woodiness. But yeah, I'm not getting clove. It's like I don't find it that spicy. Definitely woody. It's definitely woody. It's not that spicy to me. But yeah, I will explore this one in a bit more depth because it's very interesting. Rich Mitch says I get sweetness from the rose. I don't think I find any rose at the moment. Not obviously. Not obviously. Very smooth. Rich Mitch, what's your favourite fragrance of all time? Oh, hang on. And you're not allowed to say Balenciaga Pour Homme. Apart from Balenciaga Pour Homme, what's your favourite fragrance ever? And if anyone else wants to answer that question, please do so now or forget ever. Hold your pieces. Reese's Pieces. Who's been eating Reese's Pieces lately? I only discovered them at Christmas. Of all time, yes, Rich. I don't particularly love peanut butter. I never buy peanut butter. I'd never in a million years buy peanut butter or put peanut butter on toast or anything like that. And at Christmas, I was around my friend's house and she had this big packet of Reese's Pieces, like little buttercups. And I think I just ate one out of curiosity because I've never been interested in anything peanut butter. But there's something about the mixture of the saltiness and the sweetness that is ridiculously addictive. And I ended up eating quite a lot of her Reese's Pieces, whatever they're called. And since then, I have quite the addiction. And I was at the shop earlier and he went to post something and I came back with a little packet of Reese's Pieces. But the problem is I did the same thing yesterday. So I managed to work my way through a whole, and I think it was a sharing packet as well. It's a problem. It's a real problem. Anyone else into Reese's Buttercup? I think they're called Buttercups. If you buy them unwrapped, you don't even have to unwrap them. So you can just keep throwing them in your mouth. I actually came back with a packet earlier, but I've still got them. Like, I haven't even eaten any because I ate the popcorn first and a packet of crisps. And then I thought I can't eat any more junk. So I still got them. Em says I can't resist peanut butter, chunky Kit Kats. Oh, I've never tried them. I'll probably have to now. Basics is my favourite fragrance ever this month. Frederic Malle Promise. Dominic Ropion is masterful with rose. Dominic Ropion is a master, a real master perfumer. Like a lot of perfumers get called master perfumer. Alberto Marias being one of them. I'm not a fan, if you can maybe tell. But Dominic Ropion truly is a master. Bertrand Duchefort is another one, proper master perfumer. Anuj says Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups are bloody delicious. Put a tiny scoop of actual peanut butter on top of one. Well, I would, but I don't own peanut butter because I don't like it, allegedly. Maybe I need to get some. So Rich Mitch says probably tobacco oud, since I can't choose Balenciaga Pour Homme. So tobacco oud is your favourite fragrance of all time. Wow. What's mine now? God, do I have to answer that? What's my favourite fragrance of all time? It's so difficult. I don't think I've put it on you lot. I can't answer the question. Because I would have to have one by Teone Reinthal. What's my favourite from her? And that changes. Maybe Sacred Ground from Teone Reinthal, but I am actually mad about Eugene's fragrance, the Iris one. I've almost done half the bottle. I haven't really. I did sell 35 millilitres, but there is only half a bottle left. So I have worn that a lot, and I really, really love that one. Bellam. So that's gone like way up top of my list of favourite fragrances. I'm reaching for it all the time. Really loving it. Karine says, such a hard question for a fragrance lover. I know, but Karine, come on, try your best. Give me an answer. Or top three. Give me a top three. Rich says, I have a cluster of favourites rather than a single one. I think most of us are going to be like that. We're not going to be able to say this one fragrance. It's too hard. It's too hard. I could maybe narrow it down to 5. Basic says, ask it like this, Claire. If you could only take 2 fragrances in your survival boat, which works, they be? Hang on. Okay, so you're saying if you could only take 2 in your survival boat and then you have to throw one out, what will you be left with? I think we'd probably all just kill ourselves before we do that. We'll throw ourselves out of the boat and save the fragrances. Soli says, favourite of all time, Cedric Boisset. Okay. John says, my top 3 Mugler, Angel Nova, Oud for Greatness and Sauvage. Oh dear, John. Yeah, Rich says I'd throw myself overboard. I think we all would. I know it sounds mad, but I think we would. Tim says Bandit, Jicky and Anubis. Very good, very good. Yeah, I would, honestly, it would be one of Teone's. I'd have to save one of Teone's. Probably Sacred Ground. Oh, but Hera, you say Anubis. Hera, and then I'd have to have Bellam. Do you know, I mean, recently, because I've had this weird phase that I'm going through, I could live without a lot of my perfume. There's a lot of my perfumes that I don't need. I like them. I enjoy the choice I've got, but sometimes I feel overwhelmed by the choice. And I'm not one who has a massive collection. I reckon I've about 100 or less, slightly less maybe. So I don't have a massive choice like some of you. But still, I could probably, if you put me under pressure, I could probably narrow that down I could probably bring it down to a third and still be fairly happy and not feel like I'm missing out. There's a lot there that I like, I really enjoy, but I could totally live without them. Like, I don't crave them. Whereas at the moment, like Bellam, for example, obviously it's still fairly new to me because I only bought it this year, but Bellam I crave. Like, I really feel like wearing it quite often. Drawn by says, love sables, saffron rose, and one of the large number of other things. Karine says, I feel like there would be tons of Guerlain fragrances with me in that bunker. John says, rolling in love, Jupe Homme, Alien, Date of a Dame, and maybe Lotus Rising today at this moment in time. Yeah, I know what you mean. Basic says, another one then. If you must explain what is a fragrance to an alien visitor from another galaxy, which would you choose? I would probably choose more of a classic, well-known fragrance. So off the top of my head, I would go for my Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Intense. I don't have if I had the original, that would be better. But I would go for Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Intense and explain that as fragrance that girls love, and it makes them feel all flirty and girly. Em says, I'm only in a region of 20, so I'm taking them all in the boat. Fair enough. Victor says, hi Claire, for me it'd have to be vintage Miss Dior. Nothing has ever surpassed that. Is that the Cherie? Are we talking Cherie, or are we talking the original, like the Chypre? Rich says, I'm craving Lavs by Filippo Scorchinelli at the moment. I saw your video on those fragrances. There's one by him that's got iris in that I really fancy trying. I haven't tried anything from him. He does look like a mad genius. M says, Dior Midnight Poison was my fave. Eric says, I'm in love with Hera, Pecci, Rue, and Hove Napoleon. Napoleon is a photorealistic orange tree in bloom. That sounds nice. John says, what they judge humanity by. Fragrance du Bois, Minuet, et Demi. If they chose to leave, then and there, that's their choice. John. Oh, John. Right, I'm running out of steam. My feet are the weirdest colour, so I need to get up and move around a little bit because I'm just weird. And I need a wee. So, too much information now. Thank you so much everyone for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will try and do these a little more often because it is so nice. Sometimes I just struggle to feel like I've got the energy, and then when I do it, I love it. But it's actually building up to it and like committing to it and doing it. Hey Francis, nice to see you. But it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. So have a lovely what's left of your Sunday evening, and I will see you all soon, hopefully. Bye.